Let's take an example. We'll see a small program, that is C program, to find the sum of two numbers. Now, after finding the sum, you have to display the result on the screen. To display the result on the screen, in C language, we use a function called as a printf. And this function is present, the C function is present in a separate file called as an stdio.h. So that file you have to include in your program. Okay, to include that program in your program, so we use a preprocessor statement called #include. Okay, if anyone else has written the function and provided to you, and if you want to use those functions, so they'll usually provide those functions in a file, and that file you have to include in your program. So that you do it by giving #include. That file name has to be given. For that printf function is present inside this file called as an stdio.h, which we call it as a standard input output.h. And so this we call it as a preprocessor statement. That is, before you start your program execution, this file has to be included. So this line will get executed during compile time. Now, to store a global variable, so I'll declare, to store the sum value, I'll declare a global variable. So that is int g, and then I'll start the main function. So in the main function, to store two inputs, I'll take two local variables. Let's call that as an a and b. So where I'll assign here a value is equals to 10. So b value is equals to 20. And then I'll find the sum of this a and b and store into a global variable, that is an g. So we'll give here g is equals to a plus b. Okay, and then this g value, the sum value, has to be displayed. So we'll do it by giving a printf /n, that is sum is equals to %d, that is g. So we'll discuss in detail about this printf, how to use it and all later. So this printf will display this g value on the screen, and then we'll end it with a semicolon. So every line in C language has to end with this semicolon. Okay, and at the end you got to give your return 0. Here, because the return type is given as an int, so here you have to return an integer value, and then close this. Okay, so this is how the C program looks. I have taken all the different parts of this C program. So the first part is nothing but the preprocessor statement. Then comes down the global variable. Not necessarily this g should be declared as a global. You can declare it also as a local. And then you started with the main function, the local variable declaration, and these are the set of statements. Okay, and this all set of statements and local variable declaration is enclosed within this open and close curly braces. Okay. So this is how your C program looks.